No, I can never get enough. Never get enough. I can never get enough. Never get enough. I can never get enough. I can never get enough. I can never get enough. But it's my boy life. I can never get enough. Never get enough. I can never get enough. Never get enough. I can never get enough. I can never get enough. I can never get enough. But it's my boy life. All right. Welcome everybody on this January 8th, 2026. Our first show for the year. My name is Shadi Ali, aka SRD, with my man Jay Sean, aka Mr. F Love.
Yeah, yeah.
And we know y'all could have been anywhere, but we thankful that y'all came to spend some time with us. So let's get it. So what's going on with you, brother, for the new year? Did you have a New Year's resolution or anything like that?
Well, to tell you, well, I don't know what happened, but something just told me at the last minute to go to church. So
Okay.
I went to church on New Year's Eve. I got there about 11 o'clock, and I walked in there, and I felt a little funny at first, but then I see VI came in there, MD. They sat in
Oh,
front of me.
okay.
My
What church
cousin,
y'all went to?
right on the corner by my house. Canaan is it?
Canaan? Okay, Canaan. All right.
My cousin came in there, her husband, her son. Uh, so I start, I seen a couple of people in there because I went in, I sat in the last row.
Oh, sat in the back and observed everything.
I sat all the way in the back. They was like, "You want to go up?" I'm like, "Nah, I'll sit in the back." So I sat in the back, but it was okay. I wanted to um, I wanted to do something different because I had went to church on New Year's maybe in the '90s, man, the late '90s. I did one
Oh, okay.
time, so that was about my second or third time. No, I just wanted to do something different, But it was okay. But I got the same resolutions that I always have. Health, finances. Uh, more with my projects, writing. You know, and just trying to lead by example. You know what I mean? Like, cause no matter how old your kids is, you still want to be a major figure in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You don't never
absolutely.
you don't never really stop. Trying to lead by example. You don't never really stop.
Yeah, definitely. Mate, my resolution is pretty much health, family, and pursuing goals and completing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what my New Year's resolution is.
That's what's up.
You
That's
dig?
what's up. I see you
Yeah.
got I see you you promote and you remind me of uh for once I think in my life I could say that you remind me of me. Because with the book come when the book come out,
Hey, what's
you
up? What's up, Nation, my brother?
when the book come out, Nate Sean was trying to that's Nate Sean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, put in our chat room we got that he read the part that you wrote about me. I didn't read it yet.
Oh, he read it.
So y'all
So
read
what he
about Jay
said?
Sean first fight.
Huh? Oh.
Don't tell me, don't spoil it. Cause I didn't
Oh.
read it yet. Even though I was there, but I didn't read it yet. I always told people that it was crazy because everybody know I grew up a Jehovah Witness, and believe it or not, as what's the word for that? As crazy. I don't like to use the word crazy, but crazy as it might seem, when you grow up in that religion, I always told people that they actually tell you if somebody hits you. You know how they say in one cheek you turn the
Turn
other
the other
cheek.
cheek.
And I used to tell people I grew up on a block where parents was telling kids if somebody hit you, you better pick something up
Come up and
try to.
right. Absolutely.
And my mom was telling me if somebody hit you in the left cheek, you turn and give them the right cheek.
Yeah, yeah. That was. I mean, in theory, it sounds good. you know,
Yeah.
and then growing up during that time, you'd have had both your cheeks would have been swollen.
Yeah.
you know.
People I was hanging around wasn't living like you and Shareem, and like they people wasn't living like that. They ain't hear nothing like
Yeah, I mean, heard it. you know what I'm saying? Heard it. But also heard that other thing too.
that.
When Mom said, if you can't beat them, bust them in the head or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely heard that, man.
Yeah, that was Robert's stigma. 'Cause I done see him hit people in the head with rocks and bricks and chase people with knives and bats and
And,
had
and
another.
had and had his ring. He called it Chief Rocky ring,
Yeah, that was later.
Indie
I'm
head
talking about
ring.
I'm talking about before that when people used to somebody he couldn't beat. He was when we was real young. Somebody he couldn't beat. He'd pick up something in a minute.
So he stuck to that model.
Yeah, he stuck to that model.
I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, yeah. But I was saying I was when they Sean wrote that. I was like, I hope they don't say nothing. Don't spoil it for me because I didn't read that chapter yet. I
So
didn't
what
get to.
what chat what chat y'all
I
had
guess
y'all?
the chapter that you write about me,
No, I'm saying you said it was a chat. It was a group chat.
the
It
one you
was
started the group chat.
oh that chat. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all right, man. So, let's get into it, man. So it's been a couple weeks, man.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, yeah. So as I said, thank you all of you who taking the time out to spend with us. I mean, for that we're grateful. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Miss Burrows? Miss Burrows Williams. So I guess I'll start with you, man.
All right.
All right. So I mean, growing up, you know, life is not like school. You know what I'm saying? Like school, you get to study before you take the test. Life, you get to live it, and then hopefully you learn something. you know what I'm saying? You learn from being tested.
Right.
All right. So with that being said, you know, what's the truth that you had to learn the hard way?
A truth that I had to learn the hard way. Um, somebody said we the new improved Breakfast Club. Smooth.
All right.
Okay.
Thank y'all. We appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
We want to get more people get recognized like the Breakfast Club.
I
That's
don't
what
want to be Charlemagne. Then he must be Charlemagne. I'll be DJ Envy. What's the hard truth that I had to learn? A hard truth that I had to learn the hard way. Um, so many. The hard, one hard truth a truth about life that I had to learn was that you bet most of the time like you better keep your heart in your chest. That's a that's a hard truth that I learned the hard way. I,
Okay, elaborate for people who may not really get that.
keep your heart
And
in your
what's up?
chest.
Okay, and thank you. Pardon me.
Keep your
Thank you,
heart in
Miss
your
Hillary.
chest. That mean that you got to be careful who you give your heart to. Like when you meet people in relationships, when you out here and you meeting people in the world, or you meet somebody and you're about to build a relationship with them, or you want to, or you thinking about it. Um, don't be too quick to give your heart to someone. You know, um, make before you give your heart to somebody, make sure you know who you giving your heart to. Keep that's so I always like to say, keep your heart in your chest when you dealing with the opposite sex until you know, or well, you really never know, well, until you feel that that's the right person for you. Because sometimes um love could be misleading, or people could be misleading, and you will wind up putting your all into something, giving 100 when somebody might be, their whole intentions from the beginning was just give you 50. So that's what I mean when I say keep your heart in your chest, keep a guard up, and be careful who you be careful who you fall in love with.
Okay, all right, I can dig it.
What's something for you, a hard
Uh,
truth that you learned the hard way? And by the way, I learned the hard way. That's why I'm saying that. I learned to keep your heart in your chest. I learned the hard way.
all right. Before I answer it, Hillary said she agreed. That your heart is the hardest thing. To get. Heartbreak is the hardest thing to get through, pretty much. You know.
Hmm.
She said, and she said that and basically that goes for family or not. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
bas- basically, family can break your heart just as much as anybody else.
That's true.
So I could dig it, and thanks for that, Hillary. Um, hardest truth I had to learn
The hard way.
the hard way.
What's some truth you had to learn the hard way?
Let me see what that is. Um, be mindful. I had to learn that everybody is not on the same level when it comes to keeping their word. You know what I mean? Like, I plenty of times, it was times where I would, because I'm the type of person that if I give you my word, I do my best to live up to my word.
Hmm.
And if I'm unable to, I make a person aware. But I had to learn the hard way. Some people give you their word and they don't intend to keep it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? They just basically gassing you up,
Hmm.
because you may have something they want at the time.
Hmm.
And they're going to utilize that to get what they want. And then once they get what they want, it's que sera, sera, you know?
Yep. That's why I said you might give 100, and somebody else intentions wasn't even to give you 50%, but you gave them 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that was that, and so that learning that helped me to maneuver differently, when it comes to people. Like I'm going to, I'm listening to you. I'm going to give you the opportunity to live up to your word. And I you know, think about that because that alone creates a lot of friction between people, family and all, because
Yeah.
people gas you up. They'll just tell you anything just for the moment, just to get something at that time, and then they keep it moving. They have no intentions on keeping the word. And I think that's part of one of the reasons I think we have separated so much. You know what I'm saying? As the people and even as family when it comes to that, because people don't keep their word.
Right, right. That's true. Um, now that you joined the authors club,
Right?
you joined the authors club. Um, you're officially an author. Um, a lot of people, it's a lot of people out here who are interested in writing their life story or interested in reading people's life stories, or it's a lot of people that just don't do it because they don't know how. Or they just can't get started or get motivated to do it. But you can scratch that off the list now because uh, you completed it. And you finished the task. You self-published. You wrote and self-published your own book. So with that being said, what motivated you? What motivated you to write your book? Hey, Tanya.
I'm gonna answer that. Let me read. You know, Hillary was responding to the last question about with people giving you their word and gassing you up. She also said that nor do they respect you. You know what I mean? Like a person, and I agree because like when a person flat out lies to you about something to get from you, it's really to me it's a form of disrespect. You don't respect me enough to tell me the truth and let me make the decision of whether I want to do it or not do it. So yeah, I agree with that. You know, now I mean, what motivated me to do the book? There's a number of things and a number of
Your
people.
sound going in and out. Maybe you too far from the
That,
mic.
oh, okay. There's a number of things. There's a number of people as well. You know what I mean? My story is not much different from a lot of people in some ways. And then, like everybody else has a unique story. And then there are differences. You writing the book motivated me. Uh, I say in the book also, that once you wrote your book, VI came to me and said, "Shah, you should write yours too." You know what I mean? So that motivated me, and based on the lifestyle that we lived at the time, I think there's a lot of younger people who didn't really live that lifestyle and the way we were as a neighborhood. I think the story is a necessary story to be told because there's very few individuals, especially in the street life, because the street is unforgiving. You know what I'm saying? The streets don't love back, and the streets are undefeated. So when I look at the individuals that I basically grew up around, and we conducted our hustling days, transactions, distribution, things of that nature. But it became more than that. You know what I'm saying? It became a brotherhood, a camaraderie. it became brothers for life type of thing. That it was just built on mutual respect, trust, and some of the hardships that we went through. And then the other thing is I also wrote it because we all get influenced, and be it a family member, be it somebody that's close to one a family member's friend, whatever. There's people that influences us, and I'm hoping that the book touches individuals in a manner that sparks their curiosity, that motivates them, and that you know want them, even motivates them to want to have a conversation about certain things that they read or share certain things with other people that they read, and uh, encourage them to get the book. So it was basically, and it also motivated me to accomplish something. You know what I mean? To have a thought in my mind and do all the necessary steps to bring it into. Yeah, what we doing? We talking about what motivated me with the book. So and the motivation was to have an idea, go through the idea, and make the idea a reality. So that was another thing that motivated me. Now you wrote a few books, so what basically motivated you to start with your first book? What motivated you to do that?
It was almost like what you said. You know how it was it was what's up, Kev? It was a time when it was a time in my life when I used everybody be like I'm a good storyteller. So I would just be telling people different stories of my life, and it would to keep them captivated. And then somebody be like, man, Jay, you should write a book, man. You should write your life story. And I just started hearing it so much. I started hearing it so much that I just said, maybe I should write my life story. I really didn't know how or what. I didn't really know. It was like the blind leading the blind. See, now it's so much easier. Like from when I did it in 2008, I didn't know nothing about it. I just got a piece of paper. I don't even know if I wrote it on a computer. I think I wrote it on paper first and then had to type it again.
Okay, transfer it to the computer.
Yeah, so it was a good thing though, but it basically came from people just telling me, I would be around people and I would tell them different things that happened to me in my life, and they'd be like, "Man, you should write a book, man. You should write your life story." And one day I just said, "Hey, I might as well write my life story," and I just did it. And just it's like one of the best decisions I made in my life because it catapulted me into so much other things, like other books, movies, and even like now where we doing the podcast. Like I'll say that book started it all.
Okay,
So it was a good thing.
and Hillary basically said writing helps with healing, and I can
Yeah.
agree. Because writing the book was somewhat therapeutic for
Oh,
me.
it was big therapy for me. Big, big,
So,
big, 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 big. It was huge, huge
yeah,
therapy, man. Like it was just big therapy. People was talking to me like, oh, like, how could you talk about your mother like that? And how could you do this? But it's really therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? It's
right, right, right. yeah. I mean, and it's you basically doing what you do when you go to therapy. You're talking about certain things that happened in your life.
You
That
you didn't get
that
no backlash yet.
well, not so far.
Okay.
But everybody hasn't. It's been the holidays, so
Yeah.
people haven't really had time to read it. But
Oh,
I'm
it's coming.
sure,
It's coming.
yeah, I'm sure some stuff gonna be coming. People gonna, have, feel some type of way
Oh,
about certain things.
why you didn't say this and why you didn't say that and why you didn't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, and I'm mentally preparing for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah, but
it's coming.
other than my son and my wife, they basically those two basically, they was the only two so far that had something to say to me about it.
Negative or positive?
Uh,
Not negative or positive. I mean, um,
well,
something they didn't like.
I want to say it was, I would say, constructive criticism. I believe
Yeah.
that's the way they meant it. I
Oh,
think
that's cool.
that's the way I think they meant it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that help you out for the next one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I look at that. It's the first book. Really the second, because that children's book. But I didn't. Like you said, I didn't really know how to do it and everything, and I could. I messed that one up. That was the starter. You know.
I think you did a good job with that. With well, far as those parts, I did read that. Those sections.
Right.
It was very very good.
Yeah.
So that's just letting you know that other people might they gonna perceive it in a different way. You know what I mean? Like um whether it's positive criticism or positive from other people. Like um I think it was well. Me, I think it was well. It was well done. But like I said, it wasn't. I didn't read my part yet, so I gotta I hold my tongue. They might be right. They might be right. I don't know. I didn't read my
Well,
chapter
I
yet.
mean, the thing is, it's just I didn't have to embellish. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? I didn't
you
have to embellish anything. I
you
don't know,
lived it.
for a movie they may want me to
Oh, movie.
embellish it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
That'll be different.
basically the stuff that I wrote was stuff that happened.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's basically what it was. And especially when it comes to our part, some of the stuff that people may read, they may, kind of, and I downplayed it some too. You know what I mean? Because it's a book, so I
yo.
downplayed some.
One thing about the I maybe read like one third of it or whatever, but I got different emotions about it, and that's what you're supposed to do when you write a book. You're supposed to make people. If you can make somebody laugh from reading it, if you can make somebody cry from reading it, and you can make somebody feel happy from reading it or sad from reading it, then your job. And I haven't even read all of it. Just the parts I have read. I have had my my moods have swung from like funny part to
Okay,
sad part, you know what I mean, to happy part, you know what I mean, like
right.
to like that. And that's what you want to do. You want to bring the reader into your life. So I mean, so far,
Okay.
I'll let as I go along, I'll give more input.
Oh, that's and I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that was my intentions, definitely to spark emotions. You know what I mean? I definitely want people to have a insight into why I'm the man that I am today. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because everything that happened back then was shaping me along with decisions to be the man that I am today.
yeah.
Now let me see here.
It's me, right? or you?
It's you, but I wanted somebody.
Oh,
Hillary wrote something, so I wanted to. So Nashawn say he liked the book. He not finished, but great job. So appreciate that, brother. You know what I mean? Hit me on the horn or something. So we talk about some of the stuff that you read. Though. Hit me on the horn, maybe the weekend or something.
you got his name in the book, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
See
got
his name.
a,
See, his name done been in two books, man. He
I
famous.
got a whole section where it's titled "The 17th Ave Family,"
Oh, okay.
and it's a
All right.
bunch of names. It's a bunch of people names in there.
So we'll be just telling Nate Strong we'll be waiting for his book for the winter 2026.
You heard that, Nay? Jay Shaw said we'll be waiting for your book. So Harry said no one can justify your feelings or even know how to understand your feelings because whoever took the time to talk about things that could have had a major effect could have had a major effect on you. You know what I mean? So nobody could justify how you feel or because they're your feelings.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's real.
And nobody can really know how something even affects you. And only you know what had a major effect on you or not, you know? So now the question for you is now there's people who would say that we all have people who say there's certain things about our characteristics, our character, you know what I mean, that know us, you know. So like I've always said, you you had a big heart and you could get sensitive. You know what I mean? I always say that.
Mhm.
So, but with that being said, what do you want people to understand about you that they usually get wrong?
You know, it's because of me that people perceive things, but a lot of stuff that people get wrong about me is that the 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 type of women that I choose. That's a big one that people got a misconception about me about. That I only look for the uneducated women, or I only look for um uh hoes, um hoochie mamas, ratchet chicks, you know um it's it even be a time in my life where people who see me, they the first thing they telling me is what they did to this female and what this female did for them, and this, it was a time when it used to be like that, when people used to see me and just tell me all kind of things that they was doing to different females or somebody wife or somebody girlfriend. And I used to be like, man, that's what people think of. Like when they see me, like when they see me, like the first thing they think about, they gotta tell me like how they dogging a woman, or you know, how they getting the best of a woman, or how they dicking them down, or what I'm saying,
Right,
like
right,
oh,
right.
that's a bad percent. But I mean, I mean, I take the blame, for my lifestyle I live, but a big misconception about me of the is the women I choose, because I really like intelligent women. People don't know that about me. I like females that are goal orientated, and people don't know that about me. I like females that have their own money, own apartment, own car, own, you know what I mean? And I like a woman with her own mind. Like people who know me, if you really females that really know me, if I if I'm with you and I trust you, I ask you a lot of things about decision makings in my life. And people probably would never think I would do that, but I have been like that before. That I ask a woman, "What you think about this? What you think I should do about that?" And if I only wanted to mess with uneducated women that wasn't smart, I damn sure wouldn't ask them about no decision making, on my part. So
Absolutely.
so that's what people that's the misconception of me, is that people think I like the lowest of the low, and I don't even like talking like that. But the strippers, or I mean, loose women, women that been around with a lot of men, and women that sluts or whatever you want to call them, like I mean,
Dots,
that's
dots, and
dots and
trollops,
all
and
that.
all.
That's
Yeah.
that's that's the farthest. And the number one is that they think I like females that's uneducated,
Hmm.
so that I can control them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what I mean? But that's far from the truth, man. I don't want no woman around me that um don't know who the president is. You know what I mean? Don't 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 know that we came from Africa or wherever. Don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
Don't know who the Ku Klux Klan is, or and you know what I mean? Don't know who Martin Luther King is and stuff like that.
Okay.
Nah, I like educated women, man. So that's just one of the perceptions. Well, mostly females have said about me. Oh, you want uneducated women, or you want hoes and everything. But nah, that's far from the truth. I love an intelligent woman that's goal orientated with her own mind and stuff like that. It's just hard to find. What about you?
Uh, Before I answer, yeah, Nation said, yeah, for sure, with the book. He said, the two of us could help.
Okay.
So now he got two people that can help. But the thing I would like to do though, I would like to do a collaboration called the 17th Ave Family Stories,
Mm.
which gives everybody an opportunity who wants to be a part of one book.
I got some stuff. I got some stuff I'm working on. Just check me out. I got
You
some
know,
stuff that's getting ready to hit the internet that I'm doing. I can't really say. I'll tell you privately, but not everybody, because people steal your ideas.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
got some stuff that's gonna be hitting the social media. I say within the next month.
Okay,
Things that I'm doing to promote my brand,
right.
Um, yeah, I got some stuff. I'm getting ready to get real busy this year. Um,
Hey, it's the beginning of the year, man. So I
mhm.
mean, you look at it like this: the winter, you laying the groundwork, so by the time the spring come, you should start seeing something sprouting.
Yep.
By the time the summer should be full play.
Yeah, I got some things I'm working on that I'm gonna be hitting the internet with it. The internet they is making too many millionaires.
Hey, definitely. At least that's what I see and hear, man. You know.
One thing the pastor said in the church, he said stop worrying about bad things and stop worrying about being sick and dying and start worrying about living. Start worrying about start worrying about living. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get
Yeah.
busy. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
busy.
Be concerned with with prospering.
Yeah, while you here.
Yeah. Yeah. Taking advantage of all the time that you do have. Now,
Exactly.
let me see. I think a misconception about me.
Yeah.
Um, I think people have a tendency to think that I'm like the type of person that is unapproachable. That's what I've heard quite a few people say, and actually, my son have said it, and I've heard other
I,
people,
I heard people say that about you.
so yeah, so I think that's one of those misconceptions that I'm unapproachable. But when I think about it,
Hmm.
I can comprehend where it came from. During the time when we were younger, when was first being on the block, that's the persona I put on because I didn't want nobody coming around other than us. So
Yeah.
I made myself to that persona where if if I don't know you, don't approach me. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah.
But but I'm really a person that is I'm what's the word I want to use? I'm an easygoing person. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? I'm an approachable person. I'm a level-headed person that I'm not the type of person that if you approach me, especially if you approach me respectfully, that I'm gonna, bite your head off or ignore you.
yeah.
So yeah, so that's one of the things
All
I
right.
would say. But you confirmed because you said you've heard people say that too.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's one of them things for me.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the book then.
Okay.
Um, why did you choose? Why did you choose to talk about music? For in the introduction of your book.
Um, I chose music in the introduction basically because the title of the book, you know what I mean, from hustler to businessman. I think people when they see that title, I think a lot of people may get the wrong conception about what the book is about. They may feel like the book is about streets, drugs, all kinds of
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah,
You,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? So I started off with the music, breaking down how the music transitioned and how we transition with the music. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I mean,
hmm.
music started off really, and I didn't put in there, I put soul music, because that was our time when the soul music. Before, the soul music was music that talked about love, talked about connection. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Music that gave you feelings, emotions. Want they talked about like Marvin Gaye, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it talked about what was going on in our communities, and it was like the art reflected the life. So I used the music to kind of break through to let so that people can see that look, this book is not just about drugs and hanging out on the streets and all that. It's about influence, how we can be influenced, how we gravitate towards things that attract us, things that we like. Most of us, if not all of us, gravitate towards people around us, things around us. You know what I mean? To some degree, both good, both healthy and unhealthy. So the music was my way of also showing that, and then utilizing the different genres of music and how nowadays they use the music to basically diminish us. You know what I'm saying? They use the music as a tool to keep us locked into a certain mindset. A lot
Mm.
of our young people listen to music, see, and now because they have access to phones, iPads, and tablets and things of that nature, whereas when we grew up, you had the radio, record players, or tape players. So a lot of times, especially before the boom boxes came out, we would listen to the music our parents listened to first.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, what our children listen to, children and grandchildren listen to, we have no idea unless we listen to the radio. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
we don't know what they're being, being instilled into their mind by what they're listening to. Because face it, music does something to you. It inspires some type of emotion. You know,
Definitely.
so so that was pretty much my reason for using it so that we can be mindful that we have if our music can be used to diminish our lifestyle, then our music can be used to uplift our lifestyle. You know?
No, it was good. It was good the way you did that.
Okay. All right. So let's get to the and what's your thoughts on music though? When it comes to music, what do you think like nowadays music is? What are your thoughts?
Well, once again, like growing up, um, I had to hear music from my older brothers and them playing music. My house wasn't really a house where they just blasted off music. I learned it from like Soul Train, you know, American Bandstand,
Okay.
or my brothers. I would hear my brothers and them playing Shy Lights, Blue Magic, The Moments, the
Right.
Dramatics. That's how I really learned about it from them playing, listening
Okay.
to them play. Like my mother, father, they wasn't like the kind of throw the music on and it's blasting through the house and nah. So it played a big part though because when I did, like you said, the feelings. music back then, it always gave you a certain kind of feeling. You know,
Right.
like the even though you was young, you could hear the words. You know what I mean? Um, like Bill Winters when he a lovely day.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Gladys Knight. Um, who else?
Midnight Train to Georgia.
Midnight. Like songs like that
Right.
moved
Right.
you. You know what I mean? I remember songs like that. Now, the older ones, like Marvin Gaye and Harold Melvin and Eddie Kendricks and all of them. All that music did something to you when you heard it. It wasn't just like you just heard something. That that music reached your soul. I guess they could say somewhat like now. I guess the music they playing now reach people's souls too, because I guess it make people do crazy things. I guess.
Uh,
So I guess it's still reaching your soul.
maybe I would say corrupt the soul.
Corrupt.
Some of it,
Yeah.
and like in the book, and I did put some of the artists that were that are still trying to keep the music going the way that making music that is inspirational and motivational.
Yeah.
There are still artists that's doing it, but they play them far in between.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, but I think it's more about corrupting the soul than you know lifting the soul up. Like them songs. A lot of times back then, I used to be feeling down, and I start listening to that music, and it would be like uplifting me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying, or
Yeah.
balancing me out.
Yeah. It would.
So yeah, and really I could still do that today with throw that music on and just get in the zone. You know what I mean, and relax and you know start meditating and thinking and getting good vibes, that type of
Used to put it on when we was chilling.
stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember them days.
absolutely.
Um, where we at?
Now, we since we were speaking on music, back then they had the 45s, the albums. Then it went to the 8 tracks, you know, cassette, CDs. I say that to say, all of them, all that type of different changes. They had uh, different technology. It's a form of technology. You know what I mean? And there was the record player, the 8 track player, the cassette player, the CD player. So that was technology.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, has technology improved our lives or damaged uh, our human connection?
Technology has destroyed, to me, human connection. Technology has destroyed. I think it's trying to make a comeback. I mean, somewhat, but even though we use it 24/7, or you can't even see somebody walking down the street without their phone. If you sit one day and watch a red light, every car that come to a red light, everybody, you will see them on their phone. People texting and driving, talking and driving. I bet you the cops could write tickets all day long if they want to. But why I said has destroyed everything, because you can hide behind the phone. You can be anybody you want to be. They even got apps now. You could put your head on somebody else's body You know what I mean? You can have a
Right.
6 pack if you want to. People making fake pages. You know what I mean? It's just so. It's just so much. It's just so. It's so much force information and lies and things going on with it. I really think it's the devil. It's the. I think it's the devil's work, man. It turned people into people that they not. You don't need. You don't. I mean, you don't need the gift of gab no more. You don't need game. You don't need none. You could inbox somebody and just send them a dick picture, or a woman could meet you and send you her ass pictures. Like what an introduction. Like but I mean, I don't know. It just technology just destroyed the real self realization of communication to me. You know what I mean? It's so fake, and it's a shame we got to live by it because that's what it has turned to. I mean now, Dre got something where he writes songs, and he has an AI robot singing the songs. Like it's dope. I don't like it, but it's really dope.
Right, right. He got an AI artist.
He got an AI artist really singing his lyrics, and it sound good. And he doing some. He probably don't want me to put it out there because he don't want people to start doing it. He got an AI artist singing his book. So he takes his book and insert it in the AI artist instead of like an audio book, how they talk to you,
Right.
it's singing it to you. It's crazy.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't know where the world is going with all this AI stuff, but all I know is that if you can't beat it, join it.
There you go. That's it.
That's the bottom line.
I mean, and that's it. Especially, I look at it as it's a vehicle. It's a tool.
Mm-hmm.
No different than a car. You know, a gun. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who has it, how it's going to be used.
Yeah.
You know, and I do agree that technology has diminished how we communicate socially when it
Big
comes to
time.
social media, your telephones, where you texting instead of calling people. I mean, I think even with being able to FaceTime people, I don't think a lot of people really FaceTime that often. You know what I mean?
I
Because,
don't like to.
so because think about back when we were younger, the Jetsons, they used to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We used to watch the Jetsons. They used to have the little thing and they FaceTiming each other and
Oh
they
yeah,
talking.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was already in the making. We happened to be around. We just ain't see the flying cars yet.
We ain't see it. Yeah.
So yeah, but as you said, it's just a matter of how you use it. My big thing is when it comes to the tablets and iPads and things of that nature with the busy mothers, you know what I'm saying? And then those who may have absent fathers, they give them tablets as babysitters.
Yep.
And so if and I think about what we were doing, how advanced we were at 9 years old, with none of that available. Imagine what a 9 year old could get into now with the technology that's out there. And I kind of put that in the book so that people can kind of, think about it. Like, think about it. Like I put a story in there about me, and I kind of, like, this is a reason. If I'm doing this at that time, come on, think about what your children can be exposed to now
Yep.
with just giving them a tablet and not childproofing them and just
Mm.
letting them, do what they do.
Yep.
So, but that's our time. You got
Okay.
what do you? Yeah, what do you want to say to the people, man, about tomorrow?
Oh, I'll be on at 9:30 tomorrow on TikTok at JSean763 and my Facebook Live. I don't know what we talking about. Last week we talked about red flags. I didn't even know we was gonna talk about it for like 2 or 3 hours. We wasn't talking about red. You'd be surprised what you could bring up and people. We was talking
Feed
about red.
into it. Yeah, people miss. I mean, and a lot of people miss them. You
We
know
was
what I mean?
talking about red flags and relationships or.
Yeah, they miss them. They get you. The reason why, just before we go off, I think a lot of people miss the red flags because they're getting sexual too quick.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So now you all blinded with sex. Now you're not even looking at the red flags flying all around you. All the flags. You know what I mean? Because now you too focused on the sexual life.
Yo, let me tell you something real quick. This guy, I forgot his name. He's a comedian, but he went to Africa. He went to some part of Africa and he went to this village.
Right.
He seen and it was like a lot of ladies there. So he asked this girl. He said, "How old are you?" She said 20. He said, "You 20?" She looked at young as hell. I don't believe she was 20. So her father came over, African man with the dress on and all that. He said, "This your daughter?" He said, "Yeah, this my daughter." He said, he said, "Why you want to marry her?" And he said, "Well, what I?" He said, 17 cows. This is now. It's like just happening
Yeah.
now. He said,
Right. Right. Right.
17 cows. He said, "Yeah, if she like you, come back with your family and my family, and bring 17 cows, and we negotiate." You know what I mean? He said, "Well,
Right.
how much
Right.
is a cow worth?" Like one cow was like $250. So he said about $4,000. Yeah, like $4,000, and come with your family, your parents, and if she agree, you could marry her like that. He was like, "But you could marry more than one though." He said, "Well, how many can I have?" He said, "How many you want?" I mean, he said, "Well, I want 10." And that's 1,700 cows. Nah, but it just was crazy that they right now they still doing that. If you go to a certain part of Africa, not no ugly women, these was nice looking women. You could go there right now and get a wife for 17 cows.
Yeah. And really, that that is in the Quran.
Yeah.
It's in the Quran, not the 17 cows, but that when you want to marry a woman, you give
Uh huh.
a dowry to the father.
Yeah.
So it's like some type of gift that you give to the father for the daughter. He
Okay.
just happened to say 17 cows. Somebody else may say something else. You know what I mean? Another person may say, "Well, we want a house." You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a common thing from the Quran in Islam
Okay.
that you give a dowry for the hand of the woman. You just don't come empty handed. Somebody, I want to marry her, I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
My man said
I
17 cows.
17 cows. But think what they could do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, oh,
17
oh,
cows.
one more
Go
thing.
ahead.
And
What's up, brother Floyd?
all the ladies in the village, the ladies in that village, they raised to be wives. Like they all in one village. So the one you get, she already been raised since a little girl to be somebody's wife.
Right.
So I mean, just don't bring her to America. That's all. All that stuff. all that submission and all that stuff will go out.
All get
Soon she,
thrown out the way.
soon she get with an American woman,
You
all that
remember
stuff
Eddie
will be.
Murphy said that.
Soon as they get over here, it'll all be gone.
I want half, Eddie. All right.
All right, brother.
Uh, Thank you all for your time. We appreciate you as usual. We
Yes,
see you all next week. We're honored that you took the time to spend with us, and we're
yes, yes,
grateful. And to that, we wish you love, peace, and prosperity.
yes. We do. Peace.
Peace.